Morning guys, welcome back to the channel. You know, it just dawned on me. It's now September and winter is approaching. I know a lot of you guys are like, what are you talking about, Mike? Well, you know, here in Canada, you got to start planning in the fall. And I got stuff everywhere. And if I want to have smoky running by the time the snow flies, or at least have the engine in and everything, I need to get to work. So that's what we're gonna do. Andrea is turning 50 in October, and generally we have our first snowfall on Halloween or thereabouts, which means freezing temperatures, you know, really start middle of October. I mean, it doesn't mean we're gonna get a bunch of snow until December. Like sometimes it can be not very snowy until into December, but the kicker is we have a big trip planned, and at the end of the day, I'm not going to be here for most of October. I know, Mike gone for 3 weeks. How are you going to get all your work done? Exactly. So that's why I'm might be skipping a few steps to get this engine in. And when I say skipping a few steps, it means, you know, we're not gonna, you know, I might just get the engine in and get her running and then work on tiddling some other stuff up. But anyways, let's check the cab up. Enough of that. Okay, so I'm not pulling the radiator right now. I know a lot of you are going to say, Mike, that's a dumb thing to do, but I want to get some paint thrown at this frame and it cleaned up, and then we're going to throw some paint on it. And the other thing I did is I bought new hydraulic lines for the cab jacks, because, well, some of them are kind of, well, they're old. They're just old. And this is a cab jack line, and I think that should be replaced. This line that goes up to the lock has been replaced once upon a time with a good sized hydraulic line, so that's good. In a perfect world, I'd sandblast and paint, but it's not a perfect world. I know. And really over here, the only thing that I really have to deal with is a cab jack lines, and that's the signal stat for the fan, which I'm not going to change right now, but those lines are for the cab jacks, which I will change. And we're just gonna clean her up. Some of these lines might stay, some of them might go. Oh, I gotta pull these off. So anyways, let's go get some tools and start getting it ready for the engine to go in. You know, this isn't a show truck restoration. I know I said that I want it to be a show truck, but at the end of the day, I also want to get this thing together and running. And, you know, should a guy strip the entire frame and start fresh if you're doing a show truck? Yes, but this thing's been not running for so long. I'm like, let's get it running. We'll see what it needs. You know, I'll get the power steering hooked up and working. And then one day we'll replace the power steering lines. And then one day, you know, we'll pull the radiator out. You know, the beauty is when it's like this, I could pull the radiator out with the engine there. I mean, yeah, it's not as easy, but it's also about money. And, you know, a person has to do things in baby steps. And I don't know if you guys have noticed, but sometimes I tend to have a little bit of ADHD or bounce around, and I don't want to lose track of getting this truck running, because it's been way too long sitting not running. Once it's running, you know what? If I end up stripping the whole thing down again one day to redo it, that's a whole nother story. But, well, you can't see them, but I have other trucks, I have other projects, and we don't need it to be perfect. This is what we call a po man's show truck, which means, well, for one thing, we're in BC where we get lots of rust, or corrosion, but po man show truck means we don't have hundreds of thousands of dollars to make it a show truck. You know, could we spend thousands? Yes, we will be spending thousands. But at the end of the day, something peed on my door. Look at that. Some little bastard's marking his territory. I'm gonna mark your territory. Anyways, distraction. But yeah, so anyways, I just want to get at her. I need to make some room in here because with winter coming, and us gonna be gone for 3 weeks in October, I don't have a lot of time before the snow flies. I know, I hate to say it, but it's true. It's actually quite nice this morning. Quite nice and cool. Very cool. And that's 1/2 inch. I feel like I'm a little bit smarter this morning because I brought my magnetic tray. Wrenches. I know. I thought it was a good idea too. It's 9/16. This 1/2 inch has a bolt stuck in it. We won't tell Andrea about that. But yeah, the shifter, not the shifter, the clutch linkage is very much, the heim joints are corroded, much like everything else. So we're gonna get new ones, and at the very least clean these up, but they're not Hyman anymore. So I'm gonna take them off and then I'll figure out what size they are and go get some new ones. Which of course we'll have to do before the engine goes in here, because you know, you could do this without the engine in here. It's not going to be nearly as nice and easy. And I don't know about you guys, but I like nice and easy. Or easier. And you know what, maybe if I don't get it done before October, it's not the end of the world, but we're going to get it done before the end of October. Or before, you know what I mean. This is a long one. That one. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, this is going to be a little more difficult. This joint here, that joint works good, so I can leave that one well enough alone. Come up here and get this one. See there, that's the pivot point, and then there's that one and one up there. Now well, that one does move a little bit, so that's good. And this one down here does not. So we're gonna have to pull that out. So that's 1/2 inch, and that is 1/2 inch. Oh, yeah, that's stuck. There we go. That was easy. I think that's a problem. This bearing, I mean, it's still doing bearing things, but you can actually see the bearing. Okay. Okay. Oh, wait a sec. That heim joint. Oh. It almost looks like it's part of it. Or it's snap ringed on, and the snap ring is long gone. So, you know what? Maybe I just need to relax. It'll get done when it gets done. Don't overthink it. Don't overrush it, Mike. Just one step in front of the other. Pretty soon we'll be walking out the door. Okay, next. Now a bunch of these studs that hold the lines on with clamps, a lot broke off. Some of them didn't. And the ones that are still there, I'm just going to take and kind of get the bracketry that's stuck to the frame off. I might try that little sandblaster I have that I used for the windshield on Low and Slow. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? It either works or doesn't work, right? Because it would be nice to get this all cleaned up. And some of them won't live. I'll just chisel them off. Sorry about that. I didn't need to sing, but I mean, do you ever really need to sing? Of course. As you think about it, there's never going to be a better time than right now to clean up the inside of this frame when there's no engine. I should pull that off too. I probably should. Maybe. Okay, power steering line drain. Oh, oh, you idiot. Oh, you idiot. Well, you saw it here first, people. Well, I'll have to dispose of that contaminated soil later. Okay, so I've got the clamps off. Debating on, I don't know what, is that pyro wire? I don't know. This is all off. Just debating about part. I will put new power steering lines on. The problem with wire braid lines is if they have a little bit of fuzz showing, and I've probably said this before, they have to be replaced. They will not pass MBI. So, and we want it to be good. That being said, if I have to fix some things down the road, it's not the end of the world. So, but we got the engine out. Let's clean up this frame. I think I'm going to leave the motor mounts and all these bolted in things there. I think I'm probably going to take this off because that's janky. And yeah, I might try my little tiny sandblaster from Princess Auto and see if it does anything. So, and I should pull these power steering lines off if I got my big crescent wrench here. Let's see. I have a crescent wrench. Is it a big one? No. Will it work? Probably not. No, it's not big enough. So I really don't like this fuel filter either. You know that? I think I might take it off too and put something different on. Anyway, slow and steady. Wins the race, right? Wins the race. Well, you know, a little progress. Wait a minute. there a thingy behind there? No. Decided to pull the fan shroud off. Maybe, just maybe, I'll pull the rad. Ducks. That was easy. We're gonna pull the air to air as well because it had some oil residue in it. And it needs to be cleaned out. Need a wrench. And I put the wrench over there. Boy, that was dumb of me. Let's go, Michael. Oh, that was the bolt that fell out. Walker. And then 2 up top. Pull it out from the top. This is not easy. Okay, that's out. How's the ride look? Looks dirty. I don't know that that transmission cooler is factory. Well, maybe it is. Core actually looks pretty good overall, I think. I think. Okay.
I should.
Okay. We'll try my Princess Auto Sandblaster a little bit. Can't find my face shield, but if this works, we'll do a little more investigationing.
We might have to go get another one if you want me to be the cameraman.
I don't think it really works very good.
I mean, it's making stuff come off. Is it not?
Yeah.
It's a very...
You like the world's slowest sandblaster, but it is sandblasting.
Get what you pay for, man.
I mean, I guess it is doing something, but... Okay, well... I mean, I have another bag of sand, so maybe I should just use it up and hit the bad spots.
Yeah.
And I'll figure out where my face shield is, because it is plastic back, and I don't want to damage my glasses.
Do you have goggles?
Yeah. Somewhere.
Somewhere with that face shield.
All right, we're gonna give it a go. I got my little sand pot and little sand pot. And we're gonna give it a go. I don't think it's gonna work great, but if it works okay, some is better than none. And then we're gonna hit it with some red trim clad rust paint. So without further ado, I'm gonna get to making a mess. At least this time we're outside when we're making a mess, so all this sand will just add to the driveway and the, you know, garbage and oil. Although I will pick it up, the garbage and oil.
You're not going to pick up the sand?
No. Okay.
You might want to pull your stuff up to cover your face. Otherwise you're just making yourself warm.
Well, it's as much to keep it out of your hair and stuff too.
Your luscious locks?
Huh?
To keep it out of your luscious locks?
Yes, my luscious locks. Okay, let's give it a go. I think I need a bigger compressor. I definitely need a bigger compressor and a bigger sandblasting thing. But it's I think it's cleaning it up pretty good. good enough anyways for what we're doing. So yeah, I'll keep doing this, then I'll hit it with some brake clean, and then I'll hit it with some trim clad rust paint. That's the plan anyways. Well, that's as good as it's gonna get. Yeah, I said it. For now anyways. I don't think this will, I mean, it's okay. You know, I was able to knock some of the rust down. Didn't get it all, but let's blow everything off now. And yeah, try and clean this up. My gosh, this makes a mess. Ugh. Well, I've sandblasted, I've degreased it. Now I've hit it with some brake clean, and as soon as that dries, I'm gonna hit it with some trim clad rust paint, because this frame is actually trim clad red, so that's the color we're gonna paint it. Keep it simple. You know, in a perfect world, I'd strip the frame right down, haul it to the sandblaster, sandblast it, paint it, and build it up, but it's not a perfect world, so backyard build is what it is, and it'll be fine. Fine for what we're doing anyways, so anyways, wait a few minutes till she dries up and hit it with some paint. I would just like to say the flame red is a lot brighter when it's fresh. Everything is faded, but I don't know if I got the wrong red, but it's I'm pretty sure it's the same red. She's pretty red though. Oh. So anyways, I'm just gonna keep at this and just make it red.